Okay, team, let's go ahead and check the receipts over for the price action on FNGR. Here you go. What that tells me is that in the immediate short-term time frame, we could potentially see a resistance. I mean, very likely to be between 471 upwards of around 496, right? Before we get a retracement. What I can tell you. Okay, so 471 to 496 was essentially the pullback that we were, the resistance that we were looking for, right? So let's go ahead and just check over the price action here. This is right here, right down here. You'll see the date, right? 6:30 a.m. is the market open here in Pacific Standard Time. This is the first candle of the day on ticker symbol FNGR, dated July 10th, 2023. You can see here that we ended up getting the resistance where? You can see it on the right too, right? You can see the target right over here, right at the top side of this resistance, 490. And you can also see the 490 resistance here on the high, right? Look at the H. So 490. So we ended up getting that, and then we ended up pulling back over 5%, thus introducing the pullback that we were looking for. Although it wasn't perfect. I'm gonna admit to you that that's not exactly what I said. I did say a resistance from that 471 to 496. Unfortunately, we didn't get all the downside that we were looking for. I did state in the video that I had no backtest on this. It was very discretionary of me to suggest the target. We were looking at around 410 to 424. Unfortunately, we ended up getting around 465. Right. So, but yeah, we ended up getting that pullback. We got a pretty nice entry zone here, and then continued on to the upside, just like it was said. So let's go ahead and get this started now, team. What is up? What is up? What is up, team? Thank you so much for stopping by once again. This is ARCa coming at you with an FNGR technicals and raw price action thread of analysis on this happy Monday. Before we get started, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share the video with a friend so that you and them could consider joining our trading community and Discord called ARCa Bulls. With that said, let's dive right into the charts. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and release another little tiny tip here, another little trade secret, right? Go ahead and keep in mind what the price action does at the first minute, at the first candle of the day. Look at what the price action does. Take a look at what the price action does on the previous day too, okay? So let's go ahead and just notice that here. Let's just see if there's any type. We have to find out to see if there's any correlation here. Okay, guys. So we're looking at a 5%, over 5% drawdown, right, from that top side. And this is the previous day right here. Notice that this is the early pre-market, the yellow area. Okay, so this is right here at 6:30 a.m. Friday the 7th, right? So you can see that price action from the opening of this candle here to the downside, we actually faced a minus 5.58% drawdown as well, right? So that's kind of why I figured that there could be a drop in price action here the other days as well. So this would be Thursday. This is the opening of the candle right here. At that close of the first candle is around 4%. If we continue all the way to the downside, of course, we faced a 7% drawdown. To the opening of the next candle, it was 5% though. Okay, so this is the opening valuation of the second candle of the day. And yeah. So this is what I'm saying, guys. Okay, so I have several tricks up my sleeve. I just there's rarely no time to go over tiny little increments like this, but there are several doubters in the comments section, and it's okay. It's not a problem. I don't mind it. I just want to show you guys that I do have narrative behind it. I'm not new to this. Okay, you guys. I have spent a great deal of time. I haven't been trading for that long either. August 16th marks 2 years, and I have been trading, I'd say, upwards of 5,000 hours now. So what you're looking at here is it's very normal. These are liquidity traps, right? So you have a liquidity trap to the upside, liquidity trap to the downside as well. Very, very clean execution before continuing on to the upside. Okay, so yeah, those are some of the tricks that I would like to expose to you now. Okay, so yeah, we were talking about a potential retracement from that 538 level. Price action ended up going to 566. If you were there on the live stream, we were actually trying to guess to see who was going to get the closest or who was going to get the valuation of a market close, right? So I ended up saying that I was looking at let me see if I actually still have it here. It'd be funny to see it. Yeah, okay, so this is where I drew it. I said 552 close today, right? So we ended up getting a close of 556. I was close, not but I got it wrong. All right, so I don't know. We're gonna have to go back into the chat and see who got it right, okay? But but it was fun times. It was fun times today, team. Congratulations to you all if you were able to long the asset. and if you were able to capitalize on this run. Okay, team. So let's go ahead and take a look at the immediate short-term time frame again, just like we always do, right? So let's get the 30-minute up on the pane here. Okay, so we want to see if we have any downside coming in. We're going to reevaluate the day just like this every single time. The volatility is there on this play. As soon as it's done, we're out. We go to the next one. Easy as that. All right, team. So here we're noticing that we have I'm noticing actually that we have a decrease in volatility, and we have still a downside pivot, or yet again another downside pivot, which is typical for the next day of trading, right? So not only that, team, is that there could be a little bit of fear in the markets right now. CPI data is due to come out on Wednesday, actually, and the markets are also trying to price in the potential fear of 25 bip rate hike coming up from Fed Chair Powell. So there's going to be some variance here in the markets. Okay, so just kind of keep an eye on that. And just tread carefully, okay? I wouldn't want anyone to lose in the markets, okay? So in fact, I can actually say that I'm going to stay cash on Wednesday. I will not actually have exposure to the markets whatsoever. We are not here to guess what the CPI is going to be. We're here to react upon what is going to be said and what is going to be reported. Okay, team. So anyway, let's go ahead and see how far this downside cascades. Very similar to the Friday video. Same situation here. Let's go to the hourly time frame. We still have a downside pivot, decreasing volatility as well, but we're finding that support from the SMA 14 on the hourly RSI, right? So there could be a potential, a slight downside here before a continuation to the upside yet again. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the bi-hourly and see what that has to say for us. Okay, so the bi-hourly is starting to kind of, I would say, balance out, right? We still have the moving average suggesting a continuation of increasing volatility, and it doesn't appear as though we could actually make this pivot all the way down here to 72%, right? I do see a little bit of weakness coming in the MACD, but to tell you the truth, I think that there just could be a very, very, very short-term frame downside, okay? And if I'm going to be honest here, let me get closer. Let's just see how close we can get. Consolidation in the 5-minute, 15-minute time has a little bit of a downside there as well. However, it's in the gravitational zone of the bull weakness percentile. Highly likely for it to continue to the upside in particular. Okay, and this is very short term, 15 minutes. Okay, so that means that we would essentially at intraday. I'm talking about 6:30 a.m. intraday. We could potentially see a rise, face resistance anywhere between the area of about 553 to about 556, and then we would actually get a pullback here. Maybe we can get that entrance at about 538. Okay, so I'll give you a tiny range there. Okay, so 538 to, you know what? Maybe we can actually let's see. We'll match it with a moving average too. Maybe 530. I'm not sure that we can even get down to 530, but things like this happen all the time, right? So, that could be a potential long zone, right? So please remember that this is we're talking about paper trading here. You see, my account is active. We want to make sure to keep retail safe. We are speaking of simulator trading here for training. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue and see if we have any moving averages that are relevant to that zone. Well, we do. Actually, we have the EMA 21 located right at that area there. Okay, we may actually have the SMA 10 located there too. Let's enable it. Okay, the SMA 10 currently is some type of support, but I can't trust that when it's facing the downside. So yeah, we would essentially use the SMA 10 as a quick support, right? Get that bounce. Let's see, 553. Yeah, 553 rejection. And we would come back to this area here, 530 to 538. That zone, 530 to 538 support before a continuation to the upside. I'm sorry if I said the targets wrong a couple minutes ago. But yeah, just to make it clear here, I'm expecting a resistance level around 553-ish, right? We'll get that drawback to about 530 to 538, and then we'll continue on to the upside as I'm still actually, the price action here is absolutely bullish. It's still suggesting a continuation. So let's see let's go back to the now the bi-hourly. That's where we left off, right? So let's go to the 4-hour now. 4-hour time frame. Let's take a look here. Okay, so it's actually repivoting to the upside yet again. We actually have bars upside on. This is the R vol, the relative volume, right? So we actually have bars upside of the moving average here. That usually triggers day traders. Hence why I'm here. right? So, but yeah, just to be clear, I have been covering FNGR for about 8 months now, and I'm not new to the asset, and I'm not new to trading. So just go ahead and keep that in mind as we move on here. Okay, so let's take a look at the 6 hour to see if we're cascading any of that upside pressure from the shorter time frames. In fact, we are. We're actually getting this to be reactive to an upside too. I don't trust this here. As you can see here, they tend to fail. Those tiny little dips. Very likely for this to actually fail and continue on to the upside. Historically speaking, we've spoken about this, right? We still have about, let's see, 94 spot 57%, and we're currently sitting at around 77 spot 68. So historically speaking, on the RSI, we still could continue on to the upside. And notice how we're printing some very, very bullish. We're printing a very bullish histogram here on the MACD. And actually pivoting even steeper to the upside. So it's still looking very, very attractive here, team. Let's go ahead and look at that 8 hour time frame. Still has an upside pivot. In fact, the EMA 3 is starting to curl upside of the SMA 14 upon whatever pullback that was faced, right? This right over here. And we're starting to combat it, right? Increasing volatility towards the upside. That means that the upside is more likely than not. Okay, team. So let's go ahead and look at the 12 hour time frame. 12 hour time frame is increasing volatility as well. We're starting to get a little bit of that upside bias too. Okay, absolutely bullish MACD looking on that 12 hour, and of course the daily time frame is still bleeding from the I'm talking about from the price action that has been faced from all of this here. Right, so daily time frame is still suggesting an upside continuation here. We are definitely overbought, but we still have historically speaking, we still have lots to go. Okay, team. So for the upside targets, okay, upon a quick pullback that we're talking about here, let's see. Okay, so what we want to do is try to move up the time frames to see if we have any of the RSIs with a resistance above us. So maybe the 5-day. Let's see. Okay, in fact, definitely not. And it's actually barely entering the gravitational zone of the bull strength percentile. This is likely to get pulled up. Okay, so that's looking absolutely bullish. Oh yeah, right. I forgot to mention this. Check this out. So this is the 5-day. Man, I almost missed it. In 20 hours, and let's see, 20 hours and 6 minutes, we're going to be closing this 5-day candle here. And the good thing about this 5-day candle is that it's printing a bullish engulfing candle formation. So when we're looking at 5-day candle analysis here, it does have a higher strike rate, right? So this is what I'm speaking of here, where the forward candle entirely engulfs the prior red candle. So in all essence, we would actually need to make sure that we can close this 5-day candle anywhere upside of 422. So if we can, and we're at 567 or 545 in the post, right? So yeah, as long as we can close upside of that 422, which is highly likely, then we would be printing a bullish engulfing iteration here, and this would essentially suggest a psychological upside, even still. Okay, so with that said, which by the way, 20 hours and 5 minutes is 1:05 p.m., which is market close for me. Is 1 o'clock. Pacific time. Okay, so that's literally by market close tomorrow. That would be closing this candle here, and then we would start the new 5-day iteration. Okay, or yeah. So tomorrow with absolute bullish price action. I mean, seeing that FNGR has this kind of pressure happening, team. I'm gonna give you two targets to look at. Okay, so this is going to be the range between the 2.272 at 655. Remember that I don't have any of this back tested. This is already just practicing full discretion here, just like I was trained by my mentor. And as the price action is just, this is day trading, right? We're just going in and out of the ranges, pocketing and then compounding. So that's the way it's done. Okay, you guys. So let's go ahead and take a look at the second zone. And that would be between the 3.272 at 803 to about 862. Yes, I am saying that. Okay, it does appear to have a pretty nice amount of thrust here. Okay, so and then of course the very obvious top side of the 980, right? So I'm not looking at that just yet because a lot of the times these are FOMO events, right? It's not to say that it can't reach it. I'm just saying that I would I would want to just close up these resistances as we move. Okay, so now we have the targets, and now we have something to evaluate for the coming day. Okay, but remember, I'm going to be streaming live in the AM tomorrow, so come by, say hi, and we'll be reviewing a few tickers just like we always do, right, team? So please remember first and foremost that I am not a financial advisor. Take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment, as I cannot suggest for you to buy, sell, or hold any assets whatsoever. I need you to do your own due diligence and everything will be cool. But with that said, team, I wish you well, a very, very good night. Congratulations on your wins today, and I will catch you at the bell mañana. Adios.